Hello, good day, kids. So today I am Carlos Fernan, and I will be your coach for today. And our topic will be all about a great tool that you can use to win against your opponent. So, or to have an advantage against your opponents. And this tool is also has been used by grandmasters, international masters, FIDE masters, and even those who are not yet in the master level. So that tool is called a discovered attack. Okay. So before we proceed with solving the puzzles that I prepared, so we will have first, or we will define first what is a discovered attack. So let me share my screen. Okay. So a discovered attack is a position in chess wherein uh, a side or an attacking side is will move a piece to free the path of of their other piece and to create an attack or a direct attack using the piece behind the piece that you will move. Okay, so how will that work? So in this position, as you can see, white is white has a rook, a bishop, and two pawns, and of course the king, while black has a queen only. So in this position, the discovered attack here is when white played bishop e3. So as you can see, when white played bishop e3, it created a check or an attack towards the black king. So the rook on c1, the rook on c1, as you can see, is checking or attacking the king on c8. While at the same time, it is also attacking the queen on h6. Okay, can you still follow? Now, you may ask or you may say to yourself, Coach, the black king can still do something here so that it will not lose immediately. So what are the possible defense? So we have we have three ways to defend. So the first one is to capture. So in this position, can you capture the attacking piece, which specifically the rook? Well, the answer is no. Why? Because no piece of black is actually attacking the white rook. So you cannot capture it. So technically, the option capture is already crossed out. Now, the second one is to defend or to protect. So in this position or in this case, what the black side can do is to block the check by moving your queen from h6 to c6, blocking the check of the rook. However, however, the white rook can just simply take the queen and then have another check to the black king again. So it means that blocking is also not a practical move for black. Okay. And coach, what's the last one? The last one is to retreat. Okay? Retreat. When you retreat, the the king or the opposing team who is retreating will just move away from the attack. So in this case, since black is under check, he or she have to move his king to a safer place, either to b8, to b7, to d7, or to d8. Okay, so for example, the black king moves to d8. So then, as you can see, it is now out of check. However, since this is a discovered attack, it consists of more than one attack. So now, white is or can simply take the queen on h6. And then, white can now assure or have a higher chance of winning this game. So let's go back. Okay, so again, a discovered attack is a position in chess wherein a piece or the attacking side will move their piece to open up the path of or the square of another attacking piece. So the attacking piece should be a long range piece so that it can attack a their opponent's pieces from far away or from a what do you call it? From outside the range of the piece that you're attacking. So for example, again, in this position, the bishop will move away from the path of the rook and consequently attack the queen. At the same time, since the bishop moved away from the path of the rook, it can now check, or in this case, this is a discovered check. Okay? White can now check the black king. And so the black side has two practical choice, either to protect, to cover the check, or to retreat or get away from the attack. But either way, the white or the attacking side can just simply take the queen, and that will secure or assure that the white piece or the one using the white pieces will win the game or have a higher chance of winning the game. Okay? Do you have any question in this position? Okay, so next we will have another example. Just wait a minute. So for our next example, I want you guys to participate. Okay. So okay, here, here, here. Okay. So for our next example, let me share my screen again. Okay. So now, okay. So as you can see, in this position, white has a bishop and 3 pawns, while black has a has only one rook. Now, white to play. What do you think should white do to create a discovered attack? What do you think? Just look at the position. Again, a discovered attack is a type of attack or a position in chess wherein the attacking side will move a piece away from the path of another attacking piece. And that attacking piece should be a long-range piece so that it can attack from far away or away from the range of the attack, away from its target. So in this position, white will play pawn to c6. Okay, pawn to c6 creates a check or a discovered check. So the bishop is now checking the king on a7 while at the same time attacking the rook on d7 using the pawn. Okay? And again, white has two options. Why two? Because the first option, which is supposed to be capture, is impossible. So as you can see, the black king rather, is far away from the attacking bishop. So it cannot capture it. So it is, black is left with only two options, either to retreat or to protect. If he chose or she chose to protect, what he'll do is to put his or her rook rather to d4, which will block the check. However, just like the previous example, the white or the attacking side will simply capture the piece that is protecting or blocking the check, and it will again create another check. Okay? Now, what if the black king will simply retreat? So it can go to a6, b8, or a8. If he chose to go to b8, then white can simply take the rook on d7, which will then remove any piece or any other piece of black other than the king. Okay? And this will again secure or assure the win of the attacking opponent or the attacking side. Okay? Now, do you have any question? No. Okay. So, do you learn something today? I hope that you learned something today and that we can meet again on next time and learn another thing or two with our beloved game of chess. That's all. Bye.